With my team of 5 characters, I have set out to reach max level and take on the most difficult challenges a 5-player team can face. Welcome to Multiboxing Classic. Why don't you meet the team? Welcome back. We left off with my team finishing the legendary dungeon Blackrock Depths, and doing a little bit of PvP. Now I'm back to dungeons as I venture into Maul North. The older brother to Maul East, definitely more difficult, also a little tricky. I'm going to be doing tribute runs. Basically, when I kill the last boss of the dungeon, King Gordok, each of the guard bosses I haven't killed offers me tribute as the new king. This means I can skip every boss and kill my way through the trash to the last boss of the dungeon. This is easier said than done. There are a few obstacles to get past. There is a large door later in the dungeon that has to be opened to progress. The key to open this door is dropped by the first guard, Multiboxing. I want him alive, so I'm going to kill him, reset the dungeon, then come back in with the key in hand. Okay, that didn't work. It looks like the key disappeared when I zoned out. Now there are other ways to get through this door. A rogue can lockpick it, engineers can blow it up, or blacksmiths can skeleton key it. I don't have any of those methods available to me at the moment, so I'll get my friend Romulox to pop in the dungeon and open the door for me when I get to that point. Let's talk trash. The most dangerous packs in here are actually some of the ones at the start of the dungeon. A couple 4 ogre packs exist that can be pretty tough to deal with. On this pack, one of the ogres patrols away, so best to fight them with only 3. Working my way forward, I'm going to kill only the mobs I have to kill to get to the king, nothing really extra. These ogres don't drop great stuff, and they're tough to kill with 14k health. The best way to get gear or to make money from tribute runs is to get to the king as fast as possible. Alright, this is the first door here that I need to open, and it's actually really easy. You simply come over here, grab the key from the chest, and it opens the door. You don't even need stealth to do this as long as you time the patrols properly. The second guard Slipkick. This guy is going to be hard to sneak past. Really hard. One of the strange things about these ogres is how big their aggro radius is. I'm talking like 30 yards. It also doesn't help that I'm not 60 yet. Man, it would be so much easier if I could just kill him, but I want him alive for more tribute loot, plus the buff he gives. I finally have the trash around his patrol cleared, and I can move past him. Just kidding, I wiped one more time to see how big the guard's aggro radius was. Man, I didn't think he would pull from up here. I made it up to the door on the second level, and this is the one I need an engineer, blacksmith, or rogue to open. I'll log my mage out, have my friend Romulox come in, summon him, and get him to use a large C4 charge to open the door. Thanks, Romulox. The last pack before I make my way to Captain Cromcrush. Groups usually skip past this boss using a rogue or hunter to lure him away down the hallway. The group slips around the boss and the rogue or hunter resets. For me, I don't really have that option, so I'm going to kill him. By himself, he's not very hard, but I know at some point in the fight he summons 2 reavers to assist him. Could get pretty hairy. Oh, I did not know that he fears. Oh, and there are the reavers behind my casters. Great. I think this is a wipe, but at least I killed him and my way is clear now. Looks like the Reavers despawn if you wipe, so I had my Shaman Ankh and we're back in business. I just have to kill a 2-pack of ogres, a few doggos, and I've made my way to the big Bambino himself, King Gordok. I know in the fight he charges random players and knocks them back, so I'm going to place my boys in a spot where they won't get knocked off the terrace. Time to fight. His advisor Cho Rush will assist him during the fight, becoming friendly if I kill the king. He can sometimes heal the king also, so I have to look out for that and interrupt it. The king uses Mortal Strike, which may make healing difficult. The main thing is I don't want to lose threat here, as he will deliver massive chops to my casters. Hey, this crown will be pretty good for my mage. Let's see what's in the chest. Decent Shaman Helm, I have better. Mana potions, nice money. Looks like everything else is getting disenchanted. I now have the king debuff on all my boys, which makes the ogres friendly. I'm their king after all. Kings? Now I can run back through the dungeon and get buffs from the 3 guards. All the buffs last 2 hours and they're pretty good. Slip Kick gives 3% spell crit. Fengus gives 200 melee attack power. And Moldar gives a 15% stamina increase. Many people get these buffs before raiding as they make killing bosses much easier. Alright, after that first rough run that took way longer than it should have, it's time to refine my methods. I have materials here for 10 Dire Maul tribute runs. Frost Oil and Thorium widgets to freeze Slipkick, and large Suforum charges to get past the door on the 2nd floor. I also trained engineering on my shaman so he can use the charges. Once I clear out the packs around Slipkick, I can activate the trap and freeze him, making this area of the dungeon so much easier. And then open this door easy peasy with the Seaphorium charge. I'm going to kill Captain Cromcrush again, but this time I pulled him back so his Reavers don't appear behind my casters. Ooh, this is rough. Alright, well, I killed him and his Reavers will despawn, so I can at least get past. Not the best way to do it, but it works, I guess. Second time doing the king, let's see how this goes. I'm gonna try to kill Cho Rush first, actually. I want the shield he drops for my shaman. Dude, the king is raging on me. I'm not sure why he has this crazy attack speed. Yeah, I can't survive that. Maybe killing Cho Rush caused that? It seemed like he was doing it before Cho Rush died, though. Okay, back at it. Cho Rush is still dead, just have to kill the king now. Ooh, nice healing helmet for my shaman. Little tip here, on your run out when you have the king buff, you can talk to this wild boy over here and buy alcohol from him. He sells a limited supply of volatile rum, which you should always buy, and 2 different drinks with buffs. It's Tuesday morning and I got to rank 7 on my team. Amazing, huh? Now I just have to get to level 60 and I can buy the blue PvP set boots and gloves. Hey, I finally killed Captain Crumbcrush without my whole team dying. Progress. Another tribute chest. Nice robe upgrade for my priest. I'm finally replacing the robes of Aragol I've been wearing since episode 2. And a nice agility hit ring for my druid. I did 2 more tribute runs after this before I realized I was missing out on some loot. You may notice I have 30 invisibility potions in my bag. That's enough for each of my boys to be invisible 6 times, which is also how many runs worth of materials I have left. I realized I was missing out on one of the nicest items from here by killing Captain Crumbcrush. I could sacrifice one of my guys to get past him without killing him, but now I can just invis-pot past him. If I leave Crumbcrush alive, I have an extra piece of loot in the chest, and a chance at getting some specific items, like the Rod of the Ogre Magi, a very nice staff for my casters. My whole team is 60 now. Woo! Let's have a chat, shall we? If you've paid attention to my video intros, you notice I mentioned 2 goals: reaching max level and taking on the most difficult challenges a 5-player team can face. Well, goal 1 is done, folks. Let's talk about goal 2. Currently the most difficult dungeon hands down is Upper Blackrock Spire, and that's because it's not really a dungeon, it's a 10-man raid. My difficult challenge goal is to clear a full Ubers with this team of 5. Killing the last boss with half the usual group size. It's not going to be easy, and that's why I picked it. This episode and the next will be me working my way through various dungeons, getting more gear and more experience, readying myself to take on General Dracasath himself. Here we go, first invis-pot attempt. Easy peasy. There's one more thing you have to do to get the Crumbcrush loot from the tribute chest, and it's super important. After you kill the king, but before you get the king buff, you have to run over to Crumbcrush and talk to him. You tell him some story about Fengus talking shit and he runs off. Only then do you get the extra item from him in the tribute chest. Yes! I finally got the unyielding Maul. Great druid tanking weapon, so much armor. Over 1100 armor in bear form. Absolutely monstrous. Here's the team. All level 60, all rank 7. Took me long enough. Here are my talents. And I know you're going to ask, so here's the playtime. Total level time is probably 8 days and some change. In the early days of Classic, I spent a lot of AFK time on this team to not get thrown back into server queue. And most of the extra time on my druid is just checking the auction house and stuff like that. Alright, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here that you might not know. After you kill the king, but before you get the king debuff, you can attack these ogre spirits around the back of the terrace. They can't be killed, so they're one of the easiest ways to AFK train weapon skills. Now that I'm 60, I'm going to take a little break from my Dire Maul North runs and get level 55 water on my mage. It requires me to go into the library to get the quest and then kill Hydro Spawn in Dire Maul East. No more level 45 water, now I'm drinking the good stuff. I've finished my 10 Dire Maul tribute runs. I've gotten multiple of pretty much every item I could want from here, a lot of good loot. The one thing I didn't get to drop though is the Rod of the Ogre Magi. A shame, but I have other dungeons and things to do, and I can always come back here later. Oh my god, it dropped! I wasn't even recording, it dropped only after like 20 kills. I recently raided on my priest with my guild's second group and got Eye of Divinity, now I have Eye of Shadow too. I've been doing some Stratholme runs. I just got the Mask of the Unforgiven, which is a very nice helmet for druid tanks. I'm going to need that hit for high level mobs. I gotta say, this place is a gold mine. These bosses drop plenty of greens and blues that I can disenchant, and there's so much rune cloth. The one criticism I have with this dungeon is that it feels too packed. All the mobs are so close together, any dungeon where you can pull 5 packs of mobs to one location is too crowded if you ask me. They could have made this place bigger, I think. Made it feel more like a city and not a shooting gallery. I made it to the Abomination area. This is the toughest spot in the dungeon, I think. The trick is to fight your way to one of the sides of the area. The Abominations will keep meandering towards the gate and will come at me one after another. If that happens, I'll run out of mana and die eventually. If I get to one of the sides, I can fight them on my own time. Last Abomination down, here comes the big boy himself, Ramstein the Gorger. He keeps stunning periodically and dropping threat. I just have to make sure I keep my casters alive. After some waiting, the blackguards come out. No big deal, just an elite AoE pull. Now the last boss of the Stratholme undead side, the Death Knight Baron Rivendare. It's important I keep my casters more than 30 yards away from him. That way they won't get hit by his ticking shadow aura. I've buffed my group with shadow protection for my priest as well. He periodically summons skeletons. I need to kill them in 10 seconds or less, or he'll sacrifice them to heal for a substantial amount. Something I didn't know at first. An easy way to make sure the skeletons run over to my casters for easy AoE is throw out a big heal right when they spawn. That way my healer will pull AoE threat. That's everything dead, but I'm not quite done with this dungeon yet. On my run out, I'm going to open every one of these little boxes. I need 5 holy water on each of my boys to turn this quest in. Back in Maul North. You thought I was done with this place, huh? I will be doing at least 1 run a week through here. That way I can run my warrior through for raid buffs pre-raid. Nice. I finally got one of the staffs. This one's going to my warlock. A new Tuesday, a new week, and a new PvP rank. I got my boys to rank 8. Now they get the chest and the legs from the PvP blue set. In total, I'm now using the chest and the boots on my druid. It's not really worth giving up Devil Sword for the legs and gloves. All 4 pieces on my warlock. All 4 pieces on my mage. the gloves and the legs on my shaman, the other 2 pieces are more enhanced gear, and all 4 pieces on my priest. Outside of wearing 2 pieces for the 2-set bonus, most of this gear isn't really pre-raid bis, but I do like that it has some nice stamina and intellect on it, which is great for dungeons. I love the first part of this dungeon. The AoE pulls are so nice. I think I love AoEing mobs for some reason. I do a lot of caster pulling in here, where I just leave my druid in caster form and blast the mob. This works great for solo mob pulls, especially when the mobs are ranged. This boss can be particularly hard as she mind controls one of the group every so often. You have to damage them to break the mind control, but be careful, you can accidentally kill them. I'm speaking from experience here. I mean, look at this. These bosses drop 2 items. So good for disenchanting. Another round with Bear and Rivendare. This one's going a bit smoother. Still no amazing loot, though. I finally got 20 Plague Flesh on all my guys and got the next quest to grab this Scourge data. I really wanted to do this quest because it'll help me in all future runs of Strat and Skolo. The rewards are either a trinket that gives 81 attack power against undead or 48 spell power against undead one. What starts as looking like a normal Strat undead run can turn to a Strat live run. You can use the same entrance. Big 2-pack pulls, baby. Whoa, an epic. Nice drop. My guildies are telling me it's worth 80 gold. Nice. Once I get past all the undead and get to the Crusaders Square, it's pretty much all humanoids from this point on. And once I get inside the building, it's basically a level 60 version of a Scarlet Monastery instance. A lot of the same type of enemies in here. Doing AoE pulls in here is pretty chill. It's about what you would expect from pulling like 7 humanoids at once. Nothing crazy. As long as my healer doesn't get interrupted. It can get pretty crazy though when I get to the packs with the battle mages in them. They have some hefty AoE. Cannon Master Willy. This is a really cool fight. It's almost like a fight you'd find in a retail WoW dungeon. With special artillery to use and someone has to load the cannon and fire it. He summons adds periodically throughout the fight in the area behind where my casters are. I can grab ammo and shoot the cannon to kill them. After I killed the boss, I figured I'd just run back here and finish AoEing the adds myself. I should have shot the cannon again. I didn't realize how many were back here. Barrage Girdle, pretty nice elemental shaman belt. I do like the 1% hit my current belt has though. Back to the other side of the Scarlet Bastion, there are a lot more battle mages here. I'm trying to kill this one before he blows up my team. The Archivist. He has the potential to drop some pretty nice loot. I just have to get lucky though, as his drops have random stats on them. And then I have to burn his archive down. Sorry bro, it's for a quest. Time for the big kahuna, Grand Crusader Dathrohan. I don't know if you'd consider him or Baron Rivendare the big bad of Stratholme. Either way, this guy's no pushover. Oh yeah, and he's also a demon. Or possessed or something. I'm not actually sure. For now, I'm just doing this one strat live run, but I'll be back here for sure. This dungeon could have some really good money making potential with righteous orb drops. Unfortunately, I didn't get any this run, but this place could be a real gold mine. I've made some excellent progress lately, and I'm getting closer and closer to my challenge goal of 5-manning Upper Blackrock Spire. It won't be long now. Thank you for watching the video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to watch me in real time, you can find my stream details in the video description, as well as the details to my Discord server, which is the best way to contact me. And as always, happy gaming.